It is Y105, number one for all the hits. I'm Steve Pulaski, very, very special guest on the phone lines today. Not only is he going to be at UD Heritage Center tomorrow evening, but he was also a finalist in the 2014 World Series of Comedy, the winner of the Cleveland Comedy Fest, and I'd spend probably the next 5 minutes talking about his accolades alone because he's got many of them. He is a super talented comedian. He is Mike Paramore. Mike, how are you?
Man, I feel like you practiced that intro in the mirror. That was awesome, bro. That was amazing.
I owe it to great notes, man, and I really had to make sure I got a lot of those right.
I feel like you visually looked good while I was saying it. I'm sad I'm not there to see you say that.
I appreciate that, Mike. How big is the trophy case? That's my first question.
You know what? They stick to more towards like ribbons and IOUs, man. They know trophies.
He'll leave you laughing at the UD Heritage Center. You can get your tickets now. dbq.edu/Heritage Center. Again, he takes the stage tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Mike, where do I begin? You're all over YouTube. Your comedy is hilarious. I guess I'm just going to start by this. What atmosphere do you try and cultivate when you're on stage? I know all venues are different. Not all venues are created equally. What's the atmosphere Mike Paramore shoots for when he gets up on stage behind that mic?
You know what, man? I'm more of a storyteller. I like to connect with my audience. I like to look people in the eye. I'm actually kind of a shy dude, so like visualizing or looking at the audience in its totality freaks me out. So like I'll look at like throughout my show, like I'll be on stage for like an hour, and throughout the show I'll look at like 5 people. Like my jokes are being told to like 5 people. Because I'm looking at them specifically and telling them the joke. But I like to have a more comfortable environment, man. I am very excited to get back out, meet people, see people, get strangers in one room, laughing on one accord at the same things, man. My comedy is more relaxed. I suck at lying, so everything I say is either something that I've been through or seen or heard, and so it's just more of a relaxed. It's almost like a family reunion.
All of what you just said, I definitely got. I watched a good portion of one of your dry bar comedy specials, which was titled, I love this title, McDonald's is the best first date. And I got that vibe. It almost kind of felt like, I don't want to say a campfire, but it almost felt like one of your buddies, your most entertaining friend in the friend group, telling you some really good stories and keeping you up past your bedtime listening to some great witty stories. That was the impression that I got.
Yeah, that's right. That was that clip came from my very first special, which was titled "You've Just Been Flirted With." That's the title of that. That's the title of that stand-up. My newest one is it's called "I Probably Shouldn't Say This," and that's on Dry Bar too. But Dry Bar has been really good to me because they let me be weird.
You gotta love the people that let you be weird. Am I right, Mike?
Absolutely.
Here's another one for you, Mike. What challenges, if any, do you perceive are there as a comedian? Sort of, I guess you could say, in this sort of social climate, if you will. How do you navigate that as a comedian and stuff when there's a lot of incendiary topics? How do you navigate that, Mike?
I don't think you do navigate it, man. I think you close your eyes, put your head down, and go forward and hope for the best. Because you really can't let the environment change who you are if you're not the problem. You know what I mean? For example, I only talk about my life experiences and me sharing that, and I feel like that benefits everyone, humanity. I love hearing other people's stories because that makes my world bigger. You know what I mean? So if you're not doing any type of hate speech, then I think you should just say what's on your mind and let people sort it out and what it means to them in their life, because you never know what you're going to put in order that's going to resonate to someone and change someone. So I personally, man, I just kind of put my head down and hope for the best. Now, don't get me wrong, that is a terrible idea, but you asked, so just being honest.
He's Mike Paramore, uber talented stand-up comic. He's going to be at UD Heritage Center tomorrow evening. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, Mike. I probably should have briefed you beforehand, but off the cuff, I want to know your Mount Rushmore of favorite comedians.
Oh God, yeah, I'm weird, man. I like comedians for different reasons. I like storytellers. I love comedians that have become famous just because of comedy and like no shtick, no movies, just kind of of just stand up. To me, the best comic working right now is Bill Burr. Bill Burr is amazing. I mean, he does have a lot of TV credits under his belt, but he, started as a stand up. He made his mark on the world as a stand up, and then, got all the deserving things that he has. I love Todd Barry's a weird New York guy that I love. Of course, Chappelle. He's a great storyteller. I also have to go with Brian Regan. He's an amazing storyteller. Just the detail that he does is just absolutely insane. Like, he'll make a joke out of a receipt or or an interaction with a hotel a front desk person. Like his I wish I could be that. That's the guy that I want to be. I want to be able to tell a 5-minute story on something really, really stupid.
And I think as a comic, I mean, obviously it's not my line of work, but I think as a comic, a lot of them start obviously by telling jokes and, set pieces and stuff. But when you can tell a story, like you just said, for a 5-minute stretch of time or even longer, and you can have the audience laughing and captivated and engaged, I think you've hit really the apex then right there by keeping that captivated audience by telling a story. It's like, then you have them. And
all you got to do is go outside at that point as a comedian. Everything is an experience. You know what I mean? If you can resonate, if you can reach people with silly things, then all you got to do is go outside and live life, and you'll always have material. My favorite thing is just watching other people do stuff I don't understand. That's one of my favorite things. I love, it's going to sound weird, but I love to not understand. Like, for example, the Buke is probably the 4th stop on a tour. This is my first tour since everything started happening, since the world started to end. And the gig that got me out of the house was the Bahamas, and they have a comedy club inside of Atlantis, and you go there for a couple weeks. And one of my favorite things that I watched there was that sometimes it rains in the Bahamas, but it's not a big deal. 5 minutes after it stops raining, the sun comes out and you never even knew it was raining. So it's not a big deal. So we're doing that on the beach. It starts raining. I see people get out of the ocean to run from the rain. Like, I could not stop laughing because I'm watching these frantic people in soaking wet bathing suits with towels over their head running from the rain. Like, I'm actually crying on the beach, laughing, yelling at people like, "Sir, you're dressed for this occasion. Where are you going? What are you running from?" But that's the type of stuff that just makes my day, man.
I can believe that, too. You just kind of have to go out and maybe get even a little bit, just a tiny bit out of your comfort zone, and then you find a source of inspiration, just like people running from the rain despite dressed for the occasion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love it. Again, Mike Paramore going to be at UD Heritage Center. Tickets on sale, dbq.edu/Heritage Center. A couple more questions for you, Mike. You've been at the stand-up comedy game for a while, but you're still a young guy. There's still a lot of gas in that tank, many decades, I would think, of really great work under your belt. As of right now, what do you think is the biggest honor in your career thus far?
You know what, man? I've learned to connect to small things. I absolutely love getting feedback from people that have seen me do comedy. I have gotten some really touching things sent to me via email or fans or inboxes on social media and things like that about how watching my special got them through a tough time, or they couldn't find their smile and they found it when they watched my show. And that to me, that effect, that individual, that instant gratification, that effect on people's actual lives is probably my biggest joy. I have this, I wear these bands. I might bring them to, I don't know if I should bring them to Dubuque or not, but I have these bands that I sell at club shows and stuff like that say the journey matters. And it's this whole story I have behind why I bought these bands called The Journey Matters, because I bought them for me at first, and then I started bringing them shows when people started asking me about them. But it was just a simple, just enjoying the journey, because most of our lives is a journey. And you get to that point where you accomplish something, and you just usually set another goal or you celebrate it for a day. But most of our lives is a journey. If you haven't learned how to enjoy that journey, you're going to be a miserable person, because no matter what you think about where you are, you have to be proud that you're not where you was. You know what I mean? Like, that process, that progress deserves celebrating. And watching people accomplish that process or watching people enjoy their journey is intoxicating for me. So that's what keeps me on the road.
He's not only a stand-up comic, evidently, he's also one hell of a motivational speaker, Mike. That was beautiful.
Well, I did study psychology in college.
I could tell, man. That sounded scholarly and everything. I think you need to bring those bracelets over to Dubuque. I'm not telling you how to do your line of work, man. You got this far without me. I think you should bring those bracelets to Dubuque, though, my friend.
I might have to do that.
I'm going to leave the floor open for you, Mike, as we sort of wrap things up over here. I'm going to give you the opportunity to plug your socials. Where can people find you? I know there's MikeParamore.com, really good website. That's what I was kind of perusing throughout the week. But I'm going to give you the floor, Mike. Obviously, you're at UD Heritage Center tomorrow, but what else would you like to promote? Where can people find the one and only Mike Paramore?
Honestly, man, I'm approachable, man. Just come on over. Cleveland, Ohio, East 4th Street, man. Just come on over. We'll throw the TV on. We'll hang out. But no, at Mike Paramore Jr. across the socials. Mike Paramore Jr. is Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. And only other really thing I'm working on is the podcast. It's called Let's Be Honest with Mike Paramore. And that's on Spotify and all that good stuff. And we got a bunch of episodes we're about to start recording. There's about 20 of them up now, and we're about to record some more. That was a labor of joy, too, because I get to talk to some really, really awesome people, really people doing pretty awesome things in the community, and we got to laugh and joke about, real life stuff, because that's my thing. We need to be able to poke fun at some of this stuff, or we ain't gonna make it. So Let's Be Honest with Mike Paramore, the podcast, and just hang out with me on the socials.
Mike Paramore again, UD Heritage Center tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock. Still tickets available. He'll leave you laughing. He'll leave you in stitches, and I can only imagine he's even better live. Mike, I greatly appreciate your time, man. Break a leg tomorrow. Glad to have you in Dubuque.
Appreciate you, man. Means a lot to have me on, man. Thank you so much.